Hello space fans and welcome to the very first Kosmos video. I'll present some exciting news related to our ventures into the heavens and some of the science behind it. Now I will be honest, video making is uncharted territory for me, so your feedback is much welcomed. Let's begin. Our very first story is about the latest Falcon 9 launch, and as Tim Dodd, the everyday astronaut, said, the night was turned into day at Cape Canaveral on June 3rd when SpaceX launched their 8th batch of Starlink satellites. The booster used for this mission has previously flown 4 times since its first mission in September 2018. And it successfully landed on the autonomous drone ship Just Read the Instructions for the 5th time, a new record for the company. The official SpaceX Twitter account also posted this amazing view from the inside of one of the fairings as they were deployed, revealing the stack of 60 Starlink satellites to space. The second stage carried a special Starlink satellite which has a deployable visor to block the sunlight hitting the brightest spots of the spacecraft. This experimental visor should reduce the albedo following the criticism and concerns over light pollution. Currently, there are a total of 482 Starlink satellites in low Earth orbit. Now, this is still far from the planned 12,000 satellite constellation, which will provide high-speed internet to the customers around the globe, even remote areas, but we're getting there. On June 11th, NASA has announced the commercial provider which will deliver their new water-hunting mobile robot to the South Pole of the Moon, a Pittsburgh-based company called Astrobotic. Congratulations to the teams that worked on this project. The Volatiles Investigating Polar Exploration Rover, or Viper for short, is a golf cart-sized vehicle that has an exciting mission of resource mapping on the lunar South Pole region, with focus on concentrations of water ice. This is one of the first missions which will support the crewed Artemis program, in order to better understand the extractability and usefulness of the excavated materials. As of now, it is set to land on the Moon's South Pole in late 2023, where the first woman and the next man will land in 2024. It got really hot for the NASA's Parker Solar Probe as it flew by the Sun in its 5th close encounter. The perihelion, or the closest approach to the orbit, was reached on the 7th of June, and at that time, it was racing around the Sun at a hasty 393,000 kilometers an hour, or about 244,000 miles an hour, relative to the Sun's surface, which is about 136 times faster than a speeding bullet. This was achieved while being about 18.7 million kilometers, or about 11.6 million miles, from the Sun's surface. Now, while this might seem like a considerable distance from the Sun, the Parker Solar Probe's heat shield reached a toasty 600 degrees Celsius, and at its closest approach, it is planned to reach about 1400 degrees Celsius. Currently, the spacecraft is on its way to Venus, where it will conduct a flyby at just 832 kilometers, or 517 miles, and this event could reveal vital information about how the atmosphere of Venus dribbles away from the planet, at what scientists call its tail. Maneuvers like this is one of many that the spacecraft will execute in order to lower itself closer to the surface of our closest star, where it will study its outer atmosphere, called a corona. No, not that corona. This corona. Our next story is about the NASA's InSight Mars lander, as a glimmer of hope has shined for the Heat Flow Physical Properties package, also known as the MOLE. Deployment of this device has been difficult for the mission crew ever since it landed on the Red Planet in November 2018. It is believed that the MOLE struck a rock beneath the surface and shifted about 15 degrees, then became stuck. But recently, after many challenges, the mole seems to be entirely buried in the Martian soil. But as the official mission Twitter account stated, we still need to see if the mole can dig on its own. A hammering mechanism would incrementally push the device deeper into the surface, where it will measure the thermal conductivity of the soil every 50 centimeters, up to a depth of 5 meters. 14 sensors are sold at about every 35 centimeters of the tether. These will be used for the long-term measurements of the temperature gradient over a period of 2 years. Although, unfortunately for the lander, dust storm season is approaching, which means the atmosphere will be filled with dust particles, blocking the sunlight required for generating power with the solar panels. While the craft will still be operational, this will affect the ability of performing energy-intensive tasks with the robotic arm, but we gotta keep those hopes up high. Science fiction will soon have to be a reality if humanity wants to begin colonizing Mars in the not-so-distant future, experts say. With plans for NASA crewed missions to the Red Planet to begin in the 2030s, humans will need to be prepared for the prolonged exposure to radiation, microgravity, and any other hazards we will encounter on the outboard journey and the first settlements on Mars. With advancements in genetic engineering, the first inhabitants may be enhanced to be resistant to some of these dangers. As an example given by geneticist Christopher Mason, genes from tardigrades, tiny animals famous for being able to survive the vacuum of space, have been inserted into human cells. This greatly improved the cells' resistance to radiation compared to their normal counterparts. Harnessing these traits will allow humanity not only to colonize Mars, but will open up new alien worlds such as one of the moons of Jupiter, Europa, which is considered to be one of the most likely places to contain life in the massive ocean underneath its icy crust. An exciting future to look forward to. And that is all for this video. I would be over the moon to see your feedback in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Do consider subscribing for more space-related stories. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.